I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want to stay here.
Living in a storage unit. I used to work at a storage facility, being that student loans are going to have to probably be repaid soon, and a 50-50 if you get that waiver of $10,000 to $20,000, your living situation may change drastically. That is why I am doing this. Step 1.
And he's quite the decorator. We're going to get into all the little details here. But just the fact that he was living here for 2 years and nobody had any idea tells us that small units like this could be a solution. I mean, which would you rather have it? In small units like this, or you have them on the streets? Now, taking a deeper look, bro was low-key cooking. He's got a little microwave oven in there. I don't know what these are exactly, but it looks like something that you can use for working out. Don't know why he's got so many of them, though. And
This open?
No, we come in and we close it.
doesn't it get hot?
That's why it's open right now. And I can't have him sleeping in there with the doors closed. He'll overheat.
Peer back into the storage unit. You can see the mattress where the 5 members of the Ashbaugh family sleep every night, including 3 children, with the steel doors closed, no electricity, and no plumbing. It's illegal and it's dangerous. The only light from a cell phone.
Phone light, yeah, but that kills the battery.
Jacqueline asked us for help. We immediately called the Allegheny County Department of Human Services. Sources tell me they made contact with the family. I'm also told the family is right now in emergency housing.
There's definitely hope and services available to them.
Abigail Horn is with the Allegheny Department of Human Services. She is not allowed to talk about the Ashbaugh case, but promises folks who ask get help.
There's definitely help available. Of course, individuals and families are all dealing with the challenges that life brings them. And so certainly families, households do find themselves in difficult situations.
No one believes a family of 5 should have to ever sleep in a room like this, inside a storage unit, under any circumstances.
They're bedding. They're probably sleeping on this chair there. They're slowly gathering stuff. I know this facility very well. They have their pots and pans.
Hello and welcome to another video. Yes, the situation of living for some people here in the United States is really difficult. There's some people that is living in storage units and other places too. But I'm surprised how people is getting creative to go around to a situation of housing in this country, because housing in this country is getting more expensive and it's just really hard to find a house or a place to live. Okay, it's really difficult to find a place to live in this time. Please stay towards the end because I get really interesting. You're gonna want to see all this. Please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow and it helps other people to find my content and my videos.
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. So this is our living space. Very, very grateful to have this space. The next goal is to get an RV. The next goal after that, tiny home. And if we want to eat, I just cook right out front. Or we'll just prepare something cold inside of the unit. Sandwiches, a lot of times we make salad. If we want to get power, we use our power bank. They also have power here so we can charge our power bank. Me and my baby will live here as long as we need to until we get the shelter that we want. Because we're living here, now we can save up more money to get what we really want. We're in it for the long haul. Thank you for the support. Thanks for watching.
This is low-key crazy. So this dude is getting arrested for living out of this storage unit for 2+ years after his friend snitched on him. Just wait till you see this place. Now I feel he low-key has a solution to homelessness. And he's quite the decorator. We're going to get into all the little details here. But just the fact that he was living here for 2 years and nobody had any idea tells us that small units like this could be a solution. I mean, which would you rather have it? In small units like this, or you have them on the streets? Now, taking a deeper look, bro was low-key cooking. He's got a little microwave oven in there. I don't know what these are exactly, but it looks like something that you can use for working out. Don't know why he's got so many of them, though. And he doesn't have a laundry unit, so obviously his dirty clothes are gonna pile up. He's got a little speaker system and a gaming chair. I wonder if he's got a PS5 in there somewhere. But what do you guys think? Should they have arrested him, or should they have just kicked him out? Personally, I'd rather have him living out of here than right on the street. But what do you think?
Somebody asked me, do people rent out storage units in Atlanta and live in them? I won't be surprised, y'all. What you mean? These folks up here living like it's no tomorrow. No jobs, they just living life. So for them to live in one of them things, I won't be surprised.
Guys, let me show you a few warning signs when you're searching for storage auction units. Know your facilities, that is very key, both for rodents, but also if people live in them. This particular facility that I'm looking at, they have a homeless shelter nearby. So a lot of times in the shelters, they can't store their stuff. They have to bring their stuff out with them every day. So they rent units. Let me show you. Okay guys, so this particular unit right here, you can see it's very basic. It's very well organized. Okay. They're bedding. They're probably sleeping on this chair there. They're slowly gathering stuff. I know this facility very well. They have their pots and pans. Okay, so here you can see this is a separate unit at the same facility. I know this facility very well. I've bought here before, and I have bought homeless people's units. Not knowing at first, but now we can recognize. So they have their bed, they roll it up, they put it up here. But this is one of the real key things, guys. They have their canned goods. It's all nice, neat, organized. Okay? They're cleaning it. They're cleaning their bowls and everything. Okay? Everything is nice and neat and pushed to the side. But you can see they have their little kitchen set up here. So it's just being mindful of how the unit is set up. Kitchen gear right next to food. Usually there's a couple dishes there. Bedding rolled up. Know your facilities, know the areas of your facilities, guys. And I know in the large cities it gets hard. I buy in 2 different towns that are nearby. One is a very large city, so there's hundreds of facilities that we're going to. So that's a little bit harder, but this one I know because I know the road, and I've bought from the facility. Not that homeless people don't have value in their units. It's just a lot of times there's food. With food comes rodents, and if they're living in it, it can be a little bit sketch when you're cleaning it out too. So be mindful.
finished product, y'all.
So if you're going to live in a storage unit, you're going to need to be as invisible as you possibly can be. You basically need to be a ghost. If anybody finds out you're here, that's when you start running into trouble. So first of all, I needed power for my unit. So what I did is I ran an extension cord along the power cable up here, and I sort of zip tied it up. So you can't really tell it's power is going to my unit unless you are looking closely. So this is my unit here, and at the top of the unit you can see I have an antenna, and that's so I can get a cell signal inside the unit itself, because once you close the door it drops all signal. I have a lock which I've magnetized onto the door so it looks like it's locked even when it's not. And then when I actually do want to lock it, I can just use this lock or use another one down here and leave that one there. Alright, so let's take a look at the unit now. So in here I've got my TV, entertainment center set up there. I've got my bed. I've got my kitchen area over there, complete with a fridge, and my couch over here. Once you're inside here, you can close the door. And I've screwed on a latch here, so that way you can close it and sort of lock it from the inside. I've also put a mirror up so you can see what you're doing. Up here I've got a toaster oven, and this toaster oven actually works pretty well. I'd say it works just as well as a conventional oven. I've got some dishes over here. Got some more pots and pans over here, and my fridge is right here. Underneath I've got a filing cabinet, some tools, and some storage for some other stuff I have. Up on this part of the kitchen I have cutting board so I can make some lunch or dinner there. I have a hot plate for boiling water, cereal. Up here is the Tupperware, and then over here I've got a food cupboard for all my food. And this is the sink I've built, and the sink is basically like a 25-liter container filled with water, and I've attached these tubes here, so you just open it up, then the water comes down this tube and out there. So you've got running water, you can do dishes, get a drink, whatever, and then the water filters into this bucket, which goes down into these holes here, which goes into a funnel, which leads into a separate container here. And I usually find I have to empty that container and refill that one, usually once a week, maybe twice. So over here above the bed, I've built a bar, and this is just to hold all my liquor and drinks and everything. But I've also got stuff at the back there behind the bed. So what I've done is I've built this little hinge here. This comes out, and then the hinge drops down, and then that can hold in place while you go and get whatever you need to from back there. Over here I've built a clothing rack, and this works just like it would in any closet. Put your clothes there, except I've included this little latch here on this string so you can push the clothing further to the wall, giving you more space. Up here I've built some shelving for some items that I'm storing in here that I don't really use too much. I got my snowboard hanging from the ceiling there, and as you can see, all the stuff I've built in here is all built basically hanging from the ceiling. And the way I did that is I just got 2x4s, really long 2x4s, and put them all the way across the unit, and then I used L brackets to build shelving down from that. So the lighting system here is these are all like Philips Hue lights. So you can just turn them on and off with either your smartphone app or this wireless switch here. And of course I do have my router there broadcasting my network, which that's all connected to. This is my new TV I just bought. It's a 4K TV, and I've got it hooked up to my computer so I can game on it or watch movies or do anything like that. So up here I've got, this is my left surround speaker. So the thing about the speakers is, to hear properly, they should be positioned over here, in the center, and then to the right. But since this is the doorway, I sort of built this on a sliding system. So it just slides over. And now it's in the correct spot, so you'll have proper sound. And of course, I've got the back speakers back there. As for extra storage, if you look up in the ceiling, I've got some games stored up there, just some pieces of wood to store various items. Got my nunchucks up here, and all my shoes. It's a great place to build a shoe rack. For storing my other clothes that aren't on the rack over there, I have pull-out drawers.
I do not live in my storage unit for the 11th time. Okay, here's my bed. Yes, I do have a bed in here. That's because I didn't want to get rid of it. Shortest story ever told. This is the most important part. This is where I keep my bar. All of my bohemian clothes, all of my 50s pinup attire, my camping gear. By the way, does anybody want a free TV? Someone gave me this and they were walking by my storage and they were like, oh my God, all you need is a TV. And they literally just gave me this 52-inch. So if you want it, you pay for shipping and it's yours. So everybody wants to know how I have power in my storage unit. It's because of this portable power station that I mentioned 5 million times. I bring this everywhere I go. I need to blow dry my hair, flatten my hair, I need to charge my phone, whatever. This is what I use. That's the end of my storage tour. I hope you guys don't have any more fucking questions about it. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.
Living in a storage unit. I used to work at a storage facility, being that student loans are going to have to probably be repaid soon, and 50-50 if you get that waiver of $10,000 to $20,000, your living situation may change drastically. That is why I am doing this. Step 1, be a ghost. Don't be seen by employees or tenants, or be seen as little as possible. Go in before or after the employee gets there, outside of normal business hours, so they don't see you. If you are there during normal business hours, don't be seen. Make it look like you're not there. If you're in hot or cold climate, you're going to want to be temperature controlled. Temperature controlled units typically stay between 55 and 80 degrees. Meaning that you can stay there throughout the winter and summer and not die, which is very, very good. Don't get an outside unit if you're in a crappy climate. Step 3, electricity. Find a unit that has electricity. Some do, some don't. Get a leak cord, essentially. But the thing is, you can't be seen with the leak cord. If someone sees a leak cord sticking out of your unit, you're going to get kicked out pretty quick, whether it's by a tenant or whether it's by the employee actually seeing that plugged into something. Not a good idea. Solar-powered generators or solar-powered anything for your phone, hot plate, water, whatever. Bathroom situation, you're going to have to go to a public bathroom. There's no getting around that. If you're lucky and there's land, you may actually be able to bury it, which isn't a terrible idea. Get a shovel. Don't keep it in your unit. If there's a dirty, disgusting smell, you'll get reported. You'll get kicked out. You don't want that to happen. What else? Oh, lock-wise. Make it look like your unit is always locked, even if it's not. So at night, if you're sleeping in it and it's closed, keep it in the open position, but put the lock on it to make it look like it's locked. Maybe put something on it to make it so nobody can actually open that door at night, because I have had that happen before, where a tenant was sleeping in a unit, somebody came in, they thought it was unlocked, they went to open it, and they saw them sleeping in it, had to kick them out, unfortunately, nothing you can do about it. Time-wise, when you go in for the night to go to sleep, and after about an hour of you going in for the night, put in the code to exit, so it looks like you left, but don't actually leave. And then in the morning, if you don't have a car and you're walking in and out of it, just sneak out behind a car. Wait till you see a car come, sneak out behind it. That way you're not putting in the code again, and it doesn't trigger the employee to look into that. Some do, some don't. Depends how vigilant that particular employee is. Overall, try not to be seen as much as you can. Temperature control is your best bet. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I know this is one of my longer videos, but financial situations change, things happen. Good information to have.
When I say don't record yourself doing a crime, edit the video, put commentary, and post it online, y'all just be ignoring me. Y'all just keep scrolling. It's evident every day on this app. I'm scrolling, and I see a video of a man living in a storage unit. The fact that you live in a storage unit is A-okay by me. I don't see, some call you a trespasser. I call you a financial planner, if you will. But one thing, baby, you can't live in a storage unit. It is unlawful in most, if not every state, to live in a storage unit. You see what I'm saying? So I watched the video and I was perplexed because I felt like you had a great plan. Excellent plan. You're going to live in that storage unit. You got your food. I saw you do a little cartwheel. You got your exercise. You got your girl with you. You saving money. You stacking up until you can buy a place, but then you posted it on the internet. And had you posted that and you were on Ellen the next day and it really put you into a whole nother level of money and checks and notoriety and sponsorships, I'll shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But from what I saw, the person got evicted. So that's the thing. I want us to just, if we're doing something, and maybe you didn't know it was unlawful, baby, and maybe you didn't know, but it is. So I just want us all to take this lesson, take heed. Stop recording yourself doing shit you ain't supposed to be doing and posting it online. That's it. That's all. But you don't got to take my word for it. Yeah, who am I?
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know? How would they know? How would they know?
I can.
I've seen a lot of things in storage units in my days, but here we have someone that laid flooring, put up a wall back into here, put up 3 more walls and a ceiling. This is where the bed used to be, it looks like. And they hung their TV right there. Put in their own outlets. It's crazy.
That man that got in here talking about he's living in a storage facility because it's cheaper is telling a lie. Now, granted, he might be onto something because rent is, but in the social media world full of toxic investigators, he's bound to be found out and put out. And I have questions about the facility because how are they never seeing this man and his girl on camera? Like he's sprinting up and down the hallway doing handstands, going on dates in the storage unit. Something's not adding up. But if something is adding up, I need to know what facility he's staying at because the way rent is increasing around here. I'm just kidding, but do you guys think he got on here and made up a story for social media? Or do you think he's actually living in that facility and he just hasn't been found out yet?
A man who was living in a storage unit with his girlfriend to save money has revealed they got kicked out of the facility after his tour of their illegal dwelling went viral. The couple used donations they got through TikTok to move into their storage unit, but their viral fame led to their eviction. The average monthly rental cost of a large storage unit is $300, according to Forbes. He gave a tour of the public restroom that he used, saying the facility was climate-controlled and always nice and warm. Leland also included footage of himself running in the hallway and doing push-ups in the unit to show that he could easily exercise there. Leland and Brianna tried to move back into their tent in the woods, but it had been damaged by the snowfall. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to, he continued. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. Whenever they wanted a hot meal, he would take his frying pan and portable camping stove outside and cook in front of the building.
Hi. How are you guys? Working off of a Get Marty tip, we found the Ashbaugh family living here in the storage unit. Actually, they have 2 units, and they've been living here for a while, for months. You've been here a month?
At least. Well, actually, it's coming up on 2 months.
You're a strong woman. Jacqueline Ashbaugh tells me it's been 2 months since her husband and 3 kids moved into this storage unit. No electricity, no running water, nothing but a space and metal doors, and they sleep here. What do you do at night? Just leave this open?
No, we come in and we close it.
Doesn't it get hot?
That's why it's open right now. And I can't have him sleeping in there with the doors closed. He'll overheat.
Peer back into the storage unit. You can see the mattress where the 5 members of the Ashbaugh family sleep every night, including 3 children, with the steel doors closed, no electricity, and no plumbing. It's illegal and it's dangerous. The only light from a cell phone.
Phone light, yeah, but that kills the battery.
Jacqueline asked us for help. We immediately called the Allegheny County Department of Human Services. Sources tell me they made contact with the family. I'm also told the family is right now in emergency housing.
There's definitely hope and services available to them.
Abigail Horn is with the Allegheny Department of Human Services. She is not allowed to talk about the Ashbaugh case, but promises folks who ask get help.
There's definitely help available. Of course, individuals and families are all dealing with the challenges that life brings them. And so certainly families, households do find themselves in difficult situations.
No one believes a family of 5 should have to ever sleep in a room like this, inside a storage unit, under any circumstances.
Hey guys, watch me turn my storage unit into a salon suite. So first I went and bought peel and stick tiles and I laid them down. Now I didn't lay these down in the correct brick layered method, and that is because I didn't want to have to cut any of the tiles down at the end. Work smarter, not harder. They still came out cute. Ugly floors are covered. Then I put the peel and stick wallpaper, and I was being cheap, y'all, so I reused wallpaper that I had in my garage, and it was a mess. It took forever. There were still some wrinkles and bubbles in it, and I was okay with this only because the couch was gonna cover the areas that had the bubbles on the bottom. It still came out really, really cute. Here I am putting my wall up with my light, and I absolutely love how it came out. I put some floor to ceiling curtains. So this was my failed attempt at doing a grass ceiling. This place is still a work in progress, but one thing about it is it's gonna be cute and it's gonna get done. So stay tuned for part 2.
And I'm sad to tell you that it's my own situation. I have to move. They just gave me 30 days notice. I didn't have a contract, and I just have to move and live someplace else. Right now I'm staying in a friend's house that I'm paying for, and I'm just waiting until the time that I can move to my own house.
And yes, I just wanted to put this last one towards the end, because some people is using even these storage units to put their business on it. Some of them are using these storage units for maybe like a salons or beauty parlors, run business, run online business from this unit. It is they are using it multiple ways, and people is getting creative from that. I just, in the last clip, it's gonna be about a lady that she's just decided to put a salon in the storage unit.
It's more and more and more and more expensive. Okay, it's more and more and more expensive. I used to buy groceries just for like $400. I used to buy the groceries for the whole month. Maybe $500, $400 or $500. Right now, I spend $700, $800 in groceries, and still it doesn't cover nothing. Still, I have problems to pay for my groceries. It's just crazy. The situation here with the groceries is just crazy, and the cost of living in general. The electricity is more expensive, internet is more expensive, everything is so expensive right now that I don't know how people is doing to survive. Okay, if you are just going through the same situation, please don't forget, tell me down there in the comments what is your specific situation of living right now. What are you going through right now for you can just keep a roof over your head and pay the bills and get some food and do the things that you need to. And please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow, and it helps other people to find my content and my video. Thank you.